Surely, at some point in your life, you've wanted to develop a new habit or eliminate a vice. You've probably experienced a strong desire to change things, to start improving and acting correctly. However, as you may have noticed, this is much harder to do than it seems. We've all faced the failure of not being able to achieve what we set out to do. The fundamental part of becoming better individuals that everyone struggles with is discipline. How many times have you made a committed plan only to stop after a few days, giving in to your impulses and reverting to your old self? Normalizing mediocrity leads to conformity, eliminating the desire to set challenges in our lives and ultimately removing the possibility of becoming the best version of ourselves. If you're unable to overcome your vices, change your habits, or achieve your goals, you likely lack discipline. Discipline is the ability to overcome short-term desires, the enemy of habit change. To change habits, we must develop our discipline. Epictetus wrote a phrase that captures discipline well: discipline is simply the act of doing what you should do when you should do it, even if you don't feel like it. In this video, I'll explain why discipline is crucial for becoming better at whatever we aim for. We'll also discuss why it's increasingly challenging to be disciplined and provide several tips for working on your discipline. Before we begin, I'd appreciate it if you liked the video to help spread this philosophy to more people. If you don't want to miss any videos, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stoics advocate for mastering oneself, promoting self-examination, self-control, responsibility, and objectivity, all of which help us live virtuously for a fulfilling and happy life. The basic tool for living virtuously is discipline, as it allows us to be free by providing the capacity for choice. In the modern world, people become slaves to their desires. True freedom isn't doing whatever one wants at any moment, it's having the ability to choose. Who do you think is freer? A lazy person who consistently wakes up late and neglects responsibilities, or someone who wakes up early and fulfills their duties? The disciplined person has the freedom to choose to be lazy or responsible every morning, embodying true freedom by choosing responsibility when needed. While the lazy person remains a slave to their laziness, thinking they're free or happier. This example applies to any vice you can think of. Now that it's clear that discipline makes us more free, let's truly understand what it means to be disciplined. Whenever we have a goal, whether it's building a business, becoming elite athletes, or incredible musicians, constant effort is required. It's not enough to strive for a day, it needs to be a consistent effort. To put in that effort, we must overcome our impulses, and the ability to act despite the temptation not to is discipline. Being disciplined doesn't mean you'll never feel the desire to relax, it means you've developed the ability to resist that feeling. The more you resist such impulses, the better you become, as discipline develops like a muscle. It's crucial to understand the difference between discipline and motivation. Motivation is a great fuel for action but is inconsistent. A disciplined person continues moving towards their goal despite being unmotivated. Do you think an elite athlete always wants to train, or a successful writer always wants to write? The difference lies in those who settle for less and those who want to improve. While everyone feels like sitting on the couch or lying in bed, not everyone can overcome that desire. This is where the disciplined person gains an advantage. Why is discipline so challenging nowadays? It's difficult because life is becoming easier, creating conditions that hinder discipline. The first condition is temptation. We're surrounded by more temptations and distractions, making it increasingly difficult to overcome our desires. Things like television or social media compete for our attention, attracting and keeping us hooked. We have the power to do anything through the internet, providing countless opportunities to distract ourselves and avoid work. Instant gratification is slowly eliminating opportunities to practice discipline, making us impatient, and reducing our attention spans. Seneca's phrase resonates well with how an easier life deprives us of opportunities to improve and be disciplined. There is no one more unfortunate than the man whom adversity forgets because he has no opportunity to prove himself. Unfortunately, the world is eliminating sources of resistance necessary for discipline. We must understand that comfort is not inherently bad for Stoics, it's a tool that can be used for good or bad. Using comfort to rest after fulfilling responsibilities is commendable and enjoyable. The problem arises with excessive comfort, which atrophies our discipline. Everyone likes to sit on the sofa and relax. However, discipline is uncomfortable, it's not pleasant because it causes suffering. Yet, that discomfort is the catalyst for growth, providing a sense of development, achievement, and overcoming our limits. It shows us the limits of our comfort and allows us to surpass them. So, how do we build discipline? The first step to being disciplined is finding a purpose. We must define a clear goal that we want to achieve. Discipline is like a muscle, and it is trained the same way. To make our discipline grow, we must create uncomfortable situations in our lives to practice it. Just like when you train a muscle, you don't try to lift 300 kilos on the first day. You start with a little weight. The same applies to discipline. We should begin with small challenges and purposes. Think of things in your life that are uncomfortable for you but that you know you can do. Setting tasks that you can't accomplish with your current level of discipline is a waste of time. Building discipline happens gradually by overcoming these small uncomfortable tasks. Soon, you can attempt more challenging goals. Each accomplished goal is a repetition that contributes to growing your discipline muscle. Here are several ideas for goals to work on your discipline. 1. Try to exercise regularly by running or going to the gym. 2. Participate in sports events in your city, using them as challenges to overcome. 3. Practice martial arts for both discipline and physical fitness. 4. Learn a new hobby like cooking or gardening to develop constancy and dedication. 5. Take on a project, whether it's a puzzle or building something, to work on patience and effort. 6. Wake up early, starting gradually, and consider incorporating cold showers for an added discipline challenge. To conclude, here are some quotes from historical philosophers about discipline. It is not enough to talk about virtue, we must exercise it. Marcus Aurelius. Man is like a body without a soul. Seneca. Discipline is the act of remembering what you truly desire. Epictetus. What goals do you want to achieve? Have you ever lacked discipline to achieve something you wanted? Do you think human progress is possible without discipline? I look forward to your response and comments. I hope this video helps you become more disciplined or at least serves as inspiration to surpass yourself. Until next time.